Greetings and welcome to HappyWineGuy.com TV. I'm the Happy Wine Guy, and tonight I'm joined again by my faithful sidekick, Billet Barbecue, Craig Adcock. Hello, Craig.
Hello, Andy. Thanks for having me again.
It's a pleasure as always. How are you?
I am well. What are we having tonight?
We're going to have wine, because that's what we do at HappyWineGuy.com.
So what's for dinner?
Well, I had let you run loose in the Happy Wine Room, and you picked up an interesting bottle. It's red wine.
Interesting, yes.
It appears to be Cabernet. So if you could, make an introduction and how about a little pour?
All right, let's do a little pour and then we will do the introduction. This is a Sonoma-based winery named Homewood, and this is an 03 Napa Valley Priest Ranch Cabernet Sauv. So it will be, both Wine Guy and I have a prior history, tasting history with this winery. So I'm actually anxious to see how this wine has acclimated on the shelf.
Well, 03, Craig, and that's not the current release. I think this one's been down the Happy Wine Room for a couple of years.
Yeah, I think it's been in a deep slumber.
Maybe because I've been afraid to open it.
Yeah, because I've been afraid to drink it. But let's see what happens.
You know what? You never can make preconceived notions about
Exactly.
wine. Well, we often do. But sometimes you can be mightily surprised on what you find when you pull a cork out of a bottle.
That's true. Open mind is an open mind.
And I'd like to say cork, but I can't really say cork this time, can I?
No, this is a synthetic, which is fine. This, you know, it's definitely an option. You have real cork, synthetic, and then you have the one with kind of the modified, well, I can't remember the term for the other one.
Glass top? Oh no, the combo.
Yeah, the combo where
there's
you
a
have the
word for
cork
that.
at the tail and the
And
tip.
you've got screw cap.
And screw cap.
But when you're out in, you know, majorly popular, famous wine country like Napa, you should get real cork.
And honestly, with Priest Vineyard, you know, Priest Ranch, we'll see what happens.
That's
Let's
right.
sip.
It is a cost savings, and it does get you away from cork tank. But let's do the whirly dough. Let's give it the
whirly.
The Worlds of Fun roller coaster treatment.
No patina on the floor.
This time I didn't toss it on the floor.
So,
I'm not getting much on the nose.
no, which is a good thing. So that's nice.
You know what first came to mind is Simonize. Remember like that floor wax that your
Like
mom...
the Paula Abdul, the American Idol guy?
No, even older, way older. Like when your mom and dad, when we were watching commercials, Johnson Simonize, and they'd pour that liquid grease on your floor and you could mop it around.
I could see that.
Not saying that's a good thing.
Well, but, you know, time will tell.
And there seems to be some pruning or fruit.
All right. Would you like to serve or should I?
Take a shot.
I'm pleasantly surprised and kind of shocked actually, because the wines that I've had in the past have not been up to par for me. But I'm happy with this. This, you know, it's nothing that I'm not grabbing my stationery to write mom about, but it's not offensive whatsoever. The fruit is very, very reserved. The alcohol level, it's not hurting anything. It's just everything's just kind of there. So it's not really a special thing, but you know, there again, we just popped the cork. So synthetic cork.
Let's see if it comes around.
So let's see what happens.
Now, Simonized wax is not a compliment generally, and this has a little pruning-ish thing to me as I sniff it. But likewise, I'm not offended by this wine, but I actually feel like it's over its hill.
Well, it could
because
be.
I'm getting that pruny, not port, but we're getting down that avenue. It's an 03. Maybe I kept it a little too long. Maybe it was a wine that wasn't worth aging. Ergo, non-real cork. Sometimes that's a key from the winemaker or the winery that, hey, you know what, we're not making, you know, 100-point wines. Just grab them and drink them. And I've had it for 2 years.
Or perhaps you're a little premature.
You think it's too early?
Well, we just popped this cork 5 minutes ago. Let it kind of hang out. Let's let it hang around, hang out, see what happens. I definitely see what you're saying, and that's a very valid point. Will you share? You know, wine is a living, breathing thing. I mean, hence the cork, and hence all the cork innuendos that we're making. But will you talk about, yeah, innuendo, I like that. But will you talk about just kind of the lifespan of a bottle of wine, and what you meant by maybe this is over the hill, maybe this is going down the slopes, it's already peaked.
Well, what does happen, and has happened in the evolution of the wine world, as more people have drank wine, more people have awakened to, I want to drink wine. Winemakers want to give you wine that is ready to drink. So if it's in a store, if it's offered to you, you should feel confident that you could open that bottle and drink it, and it should be drinking close or near its prime. Not always the case in what we would call more hoity-toity, higher class, higher cost wines, where they're like, you know what? We gave you the wine, we sold it to you, you paid good money, but we told you not to drink it for 20 years, which is kind of a French thing.
And which is old world, new world.
Right, but there are some new world, meaning California type stuff in this case. Maybe they needed some time. So HappyWineGuy put it down in the Happy Wine Room for a couple of years. My opinion, maybe I didn't do it justice. Maybe I should have opened it because the winemaker said drink it in its first year or two. These things you need to know, and that's trial and error, or that's paying attention to HappyWineGuy.com TV, because we will tell you these answers. Now we're going to go back deep into this glass and figure out, is this wine a little bit